Did I hear it's time to eat? In this episode, we'll look at an instrument that railroads use to call passengers to the dining car for mealtime. Jonathan writes in, I was reading the article Meals en Route in the January 1941 issue of Trains magazine. The article noted, quote, that we are gently roused from our reveries by the three musical notes of a dinner chime. What musical instrument was producing the chime notes? Jonathan, that instrument is called a Deegan dining car chime. And my colleague Bob Lettenberger from Trains magazine talked about that in the October 26, 2022 episode of Midday Modeler. Let's take a look at the video.
Ladies and gentlemen, lunch is about to be served in our dining car. If you would like a table reservation, please see the steward as you enter the car. Much more soothing, much nicer, right?
Yes, that is nice.
So
It doesn't give you indigestion.
no,
Right.
exactly. So here's the story. This is a Deegan dining car chime.
A Deegan?
Deegan dining car chime.
Okay.
J.C. Deegan was an accomplished flautist, and he played in a number of different orchestras. And as he was playing, he always had a problem with the tones he was hearing from the percussion session, particularly things like the xylophones and the glockenspiels and so on and so forth. And he had a great musical ear, and he said, you know what, we can do better. He started a company that made those instruments. And they are some of the finest in the world,
Okay.
some that are still actually in use. And we're talking back in the 20s and 30s now.
Yeah.
All right. He then said, you know what, we can do a smaller version. And first he had toning blocks, 1, 2 chimes. They eventually went into what were called dinner chimes in a 3 or 5 chime version. So now the thing that everyone's wondering is, okay, why am I playing the notes?
And many of you have heard those.
Yeah, exactly. For NBC.
Yeah.
All right. Late 30s, one of the newest things in the country, maybe a decade old, were radio networks. The first one was NBC. That has always been their chime, but the question becomes, what are the 3 notes?
Oh, that is a good question. Anybody in the room with perfect pitch?
Blank faces?
Sorry.
Who owns NBC? The General Electric Company,
Yeah.
GEC.
Okay.
And so most of the railroads used those 3 notes because they were very soothing. They didn't disrupt people who were taking a nap. And they were also very recognizable, so you immediately tuned into them. There were some railroads that did have their own assigned tune that they played or whatever, but most of them, those 3 notes.
All right.
The Deegan dining car chime. Call you to dinner in a civilized manner.
All right, so where did you find this?
You know, I'm actually not sure. I don't remember. I had it for about 20 some years, and it's always just kind of stayed in its little case. And you know, it's probably something that either was given to me or I found in an antique store somewhere. Okay. They're not exceedingly rare, but to get one that is in good shape that has an original mallet with it is a little tougher find.
Can you play the other 2 notes?
The other 2?
The little felt are missing on some of the chimes too. So.
Okay, so all the notes sound like.
All right. I like
Beautiful
that.
tone.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah, yeah.
Jonathan, as Bob noted in the video, Deegan dining car chimes aren't especially rare. If you check for places that specialize in railroadiana, you should be able to find them. And it's possible there also may be aftermarket versions available as well. But it's a neat piece of railroad history, and thanks to Bob for sharing that information. Would you like to learn more about how things worked on prototype railroads? Or do you have questions about your layout? Send us an email, asktrains@trains.com.